Hi, my name is Emily Austin, and I'm the author of Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. So this is a story about a young lesbian woman going through a mental health crisis. There is a mental health crisis among LGBTQIA+ people. We're more likely to experience depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and suicidal thoughts. In Canada, we're about 5 times more likely to attempt suicide, and those numbers are even worse for trans people. Despite social improvements, it's clear right now when we look at our American neighbors in Florida and Texas, and even at some of our own neighbors here in Canada, homophobia, transphobia, and all forms of bigotry remain serious threats. LGBTQIA+ people are not inherently prone to depression because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. We're at a higher risk because of mistreatment and bigotry. Ultimately, my book's about how we're all going to die and how strange it is that we exist. It isn't about homophobia. It's about a mentally ill lesbian who's deeply aware of how important everyone is and how amazing it is that we're alive. The protagonist and everyone in this room will someday be dead is named Gilda. She's a morbidly anxious 28-year-old woman who stumbles into a job at a Catholic church where she hides her atheist lesbian identity and becomes obsessed with her predecessor's death. So when you write your first novel, it's sort of a pipe dream that anyone else will read it. And when I wrote this, I was mostly writing it for myself. But almost every day since it was published, I get a message from someone, mostly from young queer people in their late teens or in their 20s, saying they feel just like Gilda. And it's been sort of heart-rendering because perhaps obviously I feel like Gilda. And this is a story about someone who feels very alone, but by putting it out in the world, I've discovered that Gilda and I actually aren't alone at all. And on top of that, I think some other people reading may have discovered that too. So I think first books especially are sort of posed to do that kind of magic. I think every writer is different, so my advice might depend on who you are. But if you're like me, try to second guess yourself less, don't erase so much, and stop telling yourself that everything you write is bad. Florida Woman by Deb Rogers, Girls Can Kiss Now by Jill Gutowitz, Zoe Whittall's The Spectacular, and I've been reading Roxane Gay's books, so Bad Feminist, Hunger, and Difficult Women.